I'm Stephanie, and welcome to Wine Club. This is the playlist where I drink good wine while I whine about bad books. And today, we are looking at She's Gone by David Bell. Oh my. Warning, there are going to be spoilers in this review. Also, this review is solely about the book and not about Bell as an author or a person. So, first up, like I said in the March reading room where I reviewed this book originally, I should have trusted my instincts and DNF'd this book. I hated this. But let's see what the back cover promises for this book. When 17-year-old Hunter Gifford wakes up in the hospital on the night of homecoming, he's shocked to learn he and his girlfriend, Chloe Summers, have been in a terrible car accident. Hunter has no memory of the crash, and his shock turns to horror when he is told Chloe's blood has been found in the car, but she has disappeared. Back at school, his fellow students taunt him, and his former best friend starts making a true crime documentary about the case, one that points the finger directly at Hunter. And just when things can't get any worse, Chloe's mother stands in front of the entire town at a candlelight vigil and accuses Hunter of murder. Under mounting pressure from the police, Hunter takes matters into his own hands by questioning anyone who might know the truth and posting videos to prove his innocence. When Hunter learns he and Chloe were seen arguing loudly outside the dance, he faces a sickening possibility. Was he angry enough to kill the person he loved? Was he angry enough to kill someone he loved? No, because like I said earlier, Hunter is a robot and a moron. But truly, he is a blank slate. I don't even know if he feels emotions. I know nothing about him. He just comes off as very empty and like he's just going through the motions of being a human being. I have no idea how he feels. I do not connect with his character at all. I don't connect with his relationship with Chloe. We don't get to know her and Hunter as a couple, and Hunter never even shows that much emotion. He doesn't really seem to understand or care that his girlfriend might be dead. Like, I honestly felt like maybe a twist was going to be that Hunter was an alien pretending to be a person this entire time. Would have been plausible. Like, I will say, I know more about his concussion symptoms than his relationship with Chloe. Besides being told he misses Chloe, he never really shows it. He spends all of his time making these creepy, weird videos, which I have to wonder if he was filming them with a real camcorder, like an old school camcorder, because he keeps talking about the blinking red light. If he's filming with his phone like a 17-year-old would these days, there would be no blinking red light. But, I mean, that's just a tiny little thing, but it did take me out of the story. Like, he's constantly talking about the blinking red light, and I'm like, what technology is he using to film these videos? Again, would not surprise me if he was an alien that had different technology. But he keeps finding these weird ways to make himself look as guilty as possible and do the detective's job for him. The detective in this book, Detective Haley, is a fucking cartoon character, but he has a really good reason to watch Hunter closely. Hunter keeps implicating himself and looking guilty as hell. Stop making your stupid videos. Stop breaking into people's houses. And stop talking to the cops without legal representation. His dad, and the lawyer his dad graciously hires him, tells him to stop speaking on camera. And what does he do? Oh, well, the blinking red light is looking at me and like, hi, my name is Hunter. You might know me. My girlfriend's missing. If anyone knows where she is, let me know. Like, what are you doing? He's just so dumb. He keeps doing dumb things, even though he thinks he's innocent, even though apparently, again, he cannot remember that night. But then he just keeps making bad decision after bad decision. Like, I know he's young, but he reads like he's younger than the 17 that he's supposed to be. Even though he kind of has this weird fixation with college and sex, and like, I guess I can get it because he is a teenager, but it's just, you can't have this guy making decisions that a 13-year-old would be making and then try and pass him off like he's a normal, smart kid. This book kind of reads like a Scooby-Doo story, which, again, points to an issue with the tone. Like, who is this for? Why is Hunter so stupid? He knows Daniel, the friend who's making the true crime documentary, has something to show him on the video that he's working on. But then Hunter gets into this weird conversation with him runs off, and then Daniel sends him a copy of the video, but instead of actually watching it, he doesn't watch it until way late, until it's very convenient to the plot for him to watch it. At least make it realistic why he keeps making dumb choices or can't use the information he has at his disposal. I also hated the plot convenience in this. Like, he at one point breaks into Chloe's room trying to find her diary, and while he is hiding, her parents come home, and he just happens to overhear her mom asking if her husband fixed the hole in the wall in the closet. Really? 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 The dialogue was somewhat comical, even outside of his mom just happening to have this conversation at the exact right time that he's hiding in the closet. No one talks the way people do in this book. Again, it felt like a Scooby-Doo episode where the characters have to spell everything out because it makes no sense, and because the people watching that were generally literal children who kind of needed the help to understand what's going on. I don't. Like, how were alarm bells not going off in Hunter's head when Ron or Mr. Hartman kept asking Hunter if he remembered anything from that night in like the creepiest way possible? He's obviously hiding something. Ron is acting suspicious as hell, and Hunter's all, oh, well, it must be Chloe's ex. Like, dude, take a look at the person sitting right next to you. I also have to say, the Ron stuff felt very off-brand for where this book was going. I don't get why Hunter thinks he and Ron have like this great like bromance or student-teacher relationship that's not unlike other student-teacher relationships, and then is really miffed when he finds out that Ron really liked Chloe. I mean, he had a point because Ron really liked Chloe, but it seems like at first he was more upset that Ron liked Chloe more than him and was like, you were just using me. Like, he's your teacher, kid. Like, I don't know. It was just, I just felt it was really weird. I honestly wish we had seen more of Chloe, as she sounded like a good person and an interesting character. Like, there's this whole reveal at the end about Chloe protecting some girl from a creep at like the mall or something, and it felt like it's trying to make a statement, but it seemed like Belle doesn't know what the statement is or what the point of that was. He just kind of threw it in. Like, I guess it does give Chloe some characterization, and like, it's true, as women we are raised to look out for our own, but you can't just throw in that random scene at the end and expect me to care about Chloe when like we don't learn anything else about her throughout the entire book. It was really random and also a really weird place to end the story. Like, Hunter's making another stupid ass video and talks about that story in his final video, and then is all, well, my girlfriend was cool, but I found her in a freezer and now I'm off to live my life. Peace. Like, what? I still also don't fully understand the twist that it was her dad that killed her. Like, in the beginning of the book, Hunter said that they were driving Chloe's dad's car to the dance. They were driving Scott's, Chloe's dad's, car. He didn't recognize his own charger. Like, he seems to have a deep passion for fixing up cars, but then decides to run that specific car, which he thinks is a random car, off the road and doesn't recognize it as his own. Also, even if he knew that was his car and thought that Chloe was with her teacher and that Ron was driving, why would he put his own daughter's life at risk like that? Like, it just, the twist, you knew it probably was coming, but it also made no sense. Make it make sense. Out of all the characters, Olivia or Livy is probably the only good character. But speaking of the Olivia-Livy situation, one thing that really bugged me throughout the entire book is the name changes. Like, there's a character, Basher, who's sometimes called Basher, and then he's Mike for a few references. And then there's a random Michael thrown in, and then he's Basher again. Like, pick one, Belle. Like, I understand that he's probably going to be called something different by other characters in dialogue, and I don't mind that, but like, from Hunter's own point of view, if he's Basher, just call him Basher. You can't just call him Mike at the end, because then I sit there and I'm like, am I supposed to know who this is? Like, there were other characters that were fortunate enough to only have one name assigned to them, but they completely disappeared from the story. Like, there's a Chad, Hannah, Hector. Who? Like, they aren't important, but we still spend a lot of time at the beginning with them just for them to literally fall off the face of the earth. Like, there's Natasha, who is mentioned at the beginning, and then again randomly at the end, that, like, I had no idea if I was supposed to know who she was or if we had ever met her yet. Like, she obviously helps Hunter figure some stuff out, but, like, either make her a part of the story or give that role to somebody else. And honestly, Daniel, the guy who's making the true crime documentary, while he's kind of a weirdo, he should have lived. And he and Hunter should have rekindled their friendship to solve Chloe's murder together. Though helping Hunter out seems like a thankless task. He even gets another kid shot over his reckless and impulsive behavior. Again, what is Hunter's motivation? Why does he not feel anything? Why does he not care? On the writing style, some authors really do pull off like short chapters well. Like Dan Brown is one of them. I don't care what anyone thinks. I like Dan Brown books. And I think he does a good job of keeping like scene-based chapters. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Like some of the chapters were just way too short, and like, why are they their own chapter? Like chapter 62 is pretty much a list of questions Hunter has in his mind. Like, why was this not combined with another chapter? Why is everything its own line? Why are we padding out this book? Like, the chapter seriously reads from pages 276 to 277. The sex felt weird, or sex with me felt weird. Does that mean she had sex with someone else? Did she have sex with Basher after me? Did she cheat on me with Basher and became pregnant? Is that what she wanted to tell me at homecoming? Is that why we were both so unhappy that night? Is that why Basher was there when we left the dance? Was he waiting for us? For her? Is that who ran us off the road? Oh my god, I don't care. Why is this its own chapter? Have him think this at a different point. Like, I just, And again, like, his whole obsession with sex, like, do you not know your girlfriend at all? Like, no, she was not cheating on you, you fucking weirdo. Honestly, that's how a lot of this whole book is. Short, choppy sentences and one-line paragraphs. I hate when authors use that as a crutch to make like a scene feel more dramatic or tense. When used appropriately, it can be executed well. But for me, it just did not work here. Now, I will say I've read good reviews of the book and people saying that Bell's adult novels are better. So I might give those a try just because, like, he's obviously a well-skilled author. But I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm not in the mood to give his other work a try at this moment. Again, I probably will in the future just to see if this was just not the book for me. But here we are. So, have you read Bell's other works and liked them? If you have, please leave a book recommendation in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time on Wine Club.